Hey guys, welcome back to my knitting podcast. My name is Sabrina. I am DabriStudio on Instagram, and welcome to the fourth podcast episode on my channel. It's been a little while since the last one. The last one was in August of 2022, so I have a lot of stuff to show you, and it is a lot, so just do keep in mind that this is over almost the time spent of a year, so I did make a lot of stuff, and I might be leaving out a few projects, but I tried to round up everything that I could remember and show you guys all of it here on a podcast episode. And yeah, I couldn't really find the motivation to do a podcast lately, but finally it's summer, I have my energy back, so I wanted to show you guys what I've been working on. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it because I don't want this to be too long. And the first project actually is one I'm wearing, and this is Camisole number 4 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and I've knit it in Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the color Mandarin. And I actually finished this last year, I think at the end of August, beginning of September, something like that. But I did have a problem with the straps. I originally made them too long, and I needed to redo them around 2 times, I think, before I got the right length. But finally now I'm happy with how it's sitting on my body, and I've actually gotten a lot of wear out of it this year so far. I really like this top. It's very lightweight. It's not too hot, so it's perfect for wearing in the summer, unlike most knitwear. But this one is really great, so I can highly recommend this pattern, as well as the Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. I think that's really like the perfect summer fiber. So yeah, let's get to the next one. So the next one I have to show you, I also finished last year, but I'm not planning on doing this in chronological order, but rather I'm going to show you the summer stuff first and then the winter stuff that I knit, just because I think that's more interesting since we are in summer season right now in the northern hemisphere. So the next one I want to show you is the Palme tee, and this is by Leknit on Instagram. And yeah, I don't know, this is probably my favorite knit that I've made so far. Like, let's say favorite summer knit, because it's hard to say just like one favorite knit, but I definitely wear this top a lot. We recently went on a trip to my homeland, to America, and I took this with and I wore it all the time. It's honestly just like, I don't know, I love it. I love the color, I love the pattern, I love the fit, like I love everything about it. And I knit this one in drops Belle in the color Dandelion. And if you watched my podcast before, you know this is my second time knitting the Palme tee, because the first time I knit it, I actually messed up in the short rows of the lace, and I was really upset how that looks, so I thought that I would give it another chance and knit it again in this yellow color. And I'm so happy that I did, because like I said, it became my favorite knit, so it was really worth it to put in that extra effort and to go ahead and make it again. And that being said, this year I made its kind of sister. She came first in the chronological order of the patterns that were released. I think the Peacock tee was released first, but yeah, this is the Peacock tee, and this is also by Leknit. And I've done this one in Sandnes Garn Line in the color Shocking Pink. It's a little bit creased from being folded in my closet, but I think you can still get the gist of it. But yeah, I thought I love the t-shirt so much that I would make a similar one in a different lace pattern, and so she was born. And I really like it as well. I love the color. Hot pink is my favorite color, probably. So yeah, I'm hoping to get a lot of wear out of it as well. And I've made this one a few months ago. I think I casted it on in May, and it's June now, so it's been finished for around a month. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really great addition to my wardrobe as well. Next up, we have the Ingrid top. And this one is by Gregoria Fibers on Instagram. And yeah, what can I say about this one is that it's also a really nice summer top. I made it as well in the Sandnes Garn Line. It's in the white color, like the most white one, and I was a little bit worried about the color choice at first because this is such a pure white. I wasn't really sure how I was going to like that, but actually I found that it matches a lot of stuff, and I think it fits really well in my wardrobe as well. The only thing that I'm a little bit annoyed about with this one is that it just doesn't cover the bra strap. So I'm thinking about maybe making the armhole a little bit wider, just so that I get a little bit of extra coverage. I just think it's just in a really awkward place, the end of the strap, so I think I might be adding that. But otherwise, like, the fit is really great. It's comfortable, and yeah, I like it. I also finished this one in April, I think, or May, in the beginning of May. So it's a newer one, but yeah, I'm looking forward to wearing it a lot in the summer. It is a little bit heavier, I would say, than, like, for instance, this tank top that I'm wearing now. So keep that in mind if you want to make it maybe, but otherwise I think it's still a good top. Let's see what else. So I'm not sure if I should include this one in the finished objects or in the whips, but this is my June top, and yeah, I accidentally made it in 2 sizes too small. I wanted to cast on the medium, and I accidentally cast it on the extra small. I don't know, sometimes I do that thing with, like, numbers, and I, like, mix them up in my head, and yeah, I didn't realize until I was here splitting for the front and the back. So I just went ahead and I finished it because honestly I tried it on and, like, the fit was okay. So I was like, well, maybe it's gonna work. So, like, I just went ahead and did it. But when I did the I-cord, it just, yeah, it's way too close in my armpit here. So there's not enough space in the armholes, and I could maybe make the straps longer to fix that, but I think I would rather just redo it. And yeah, I know. And also the bind off at the bottom was a little bit tight, or not the bind off, but it's I-cord as well, but it's a little bit too tight there. So I think I'm gonna just suck it up and redo it, because this yarn is really special. I didn't mention this is the Noro Kakigori, and I bought this when we were in the States. I bought it in California, so it was kind of special. Like, we just found a random yarn shop there. I had been researching yarn shops, obviously, to look at while we were traveling there, but this one we just stumbled across, and they had a Kakigori, so I was like, obviously I need to buy some, and I bought one skein to make something special out of, and this was it. This was the special thing that I made, so it needs to fit me well so that I have a nice little souvenir from our trip. But yeah, I think it's a bit too soon to reknit it again, so I'm just kind of, like, giving myself some time, because I don't want to force myself to do it right now. Like, I need something a little bit more interesting, and then I will go back to it. So it might not be like a this year project, it might only be next year that I finish it again, but, like, I'm fine with that. I'm not in any rush, you know. So coming next, we have this one, and this is the Aosta tee by the Knit Purl Girl, and this one I'm not 100% sure on. I don't know if I like it or not. Let me elaborate. So this is done in Sunday, and it's held double actually. So personally for me, that's quite a warm t-shirt material, and it's just a little bit thick. Now, I know it doesn't have to be a summer garment. I could wear this in the fall and stuff as well. So that's why I'm kind of debating it still. I haven't frogged it back, but I haven't really worn it either because I got super hot in it and like 17 degrees already. So I was just like, you know what? Let's put it away. Like, let's wait for the cooler months to come, and I'm gonna see how I end up wearing it and like how much use I get out of it, because if I'm not wearing it, then it doesn't make sense to have it just sit there. I might use the yarn for something else. I was thinking maybe like a vest and holding it with some mohair. And also I'm not super happy with the fit in the shoulder area. It's like it kind of bunches up here, so I'm not sure, but I mean, I already made it, so I might as well see if I wear it first and then decide what I do, because, you know, it doesn't make sense just to frog it. I don't know, I would be a little bit sad about that. So I'm gonna wait and see what happens with this one. I think that's also fine, because I don't know, just wear it for a little while maybe and then repurpose it for something new. But I really like the color, by the way. This is, like I said, the Sandnes Garn Sunday, and this is the color Blue Eyes or something. Blue Eye something. Yeah, I said that twice, but you know what I mean. Okay, so let's see. Those are all of the summer knits that I made this year and last year at the end of August, and I'd like to get into some of the jumpers that I made last year since I haven't shown them on a podcast yet, so I hope that's still interesting for you guys. So let me just go off with my favorite one. I finished her in September last year, I think, and this is the Dahlia sweater by Leknit. I made a lot of her patterns, I guess. But yeah, I think this, if the Palme tee is my favorite like summer garment, I think that this is my favorite winter garment. I wore this so much last year and this year in the winter as well. I just love it. I love the little leaf print, and I love the yarn combination I use as well. It's so soft for me. I knit this up in Drops Air and Drops Brushed Alpaca, and it's honestly just like a really nice combination. I have a bit of sensitive skin, or not even a bit, I'd say, because I have very, very sensitive skin to mohair and to some kind of wools, so this one for me is just like so soft and nice and plush, and I could just live in it. So it's really, really the best garment for me, and also I love the color as well. So yeah, but obviously she is packed away in the closet for now because it's 30 degrees here today. The next one is the Josephine Jumper, and I test this one for, so I test knitted this one for Jamie Creates on Instagram, and this is the Josephine Jumper. I also did this one last fall, and it has a really pretty lace detail down the front and also down the back. And I've knit this one up in Drops Melody, which is an alpaca blend of yarn, I guess. And Drops Melody is really soft. This isn't the first time that I made a sweater using it. But however, I think for this garment it wasn't the best option, and I think on camera it looks okay, but in person the lace motif is a little bit like, you cannot really see it as well just because of the yarn. It kind of like felts together a little bit, and like it's really fluffy, and I think for like the lace pattern that's not like the best, because like you want it to be pronounced and clear and like so people can tell what it is. It looks so pretty on camera though, but like I don't know, in person it just doesn't have the same like pop that it has here, but I still really like it. I think it's really soft. I think it's really nice. I made it like quite cropped, and there's an end that I still didn't weave in. Hehe. Oops. But yeah, I like wearing this over dresses and skirts. I think it's very feminine, especially with the hot pink color, and it's nice. Like what I say about every single knit, because they're all really nice. Next we have Cardigan number 7 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. This one holding it up doesn't really look like much. It's like a hard one to hold up like that. But I've done this one also in Drops Air, and I've held this one with the Camarose Midnatssol, which is an alpaca, which is like a very thin strand, like a mohair strand, which is like a mohair substitute. But you can kind of see the white stripe of the Midnatssol in it. I don't know if you can kind of see that. That part I didn't really like, and I didn't like how punchy orange this turned out. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more turned down color, but that being said, it matches Aperol spritzes, which are my favorite drink right now, so that's kind of cool to like match your drink. But that being said, yeah, I think it's obviously it's like way too warm to wear in the summer anyway, so it's like kind of hard to match your drink when you're like sweating in a wool cardigan. But she doesn't have buttons yet because I was planning on making some buttons. I do ceramics, so I was like, well, what if I made like cute little ceramic buttons that had like little poppies on them or something? Like, wouldn't that be super cute? But I didn't get around to it yet, so she's buttonless. Sorry if the angle is different, my battery died. So like I said, yeah, no buttons. Hopefully by the fall she will get buttons, and hopefully they will be pretty. Next up, I'm gonna do these ones together because they're basically the same, even though they're not the same, but they're the same. So we have the Sophie scarf, and this one I did in a cashmere. Hold on, I wrote it down. It's the Cashmere Verde by Lana Grossa. I got this one locally, and I don't know. It was like an impulse yarn buy. I liked the color, and I was like, well, I could just make a little Sophie scarf from it. And I did. And it's very nice and soft yarn. I actually really like it. I would use it again, maybe. I don't know for what, but yeah. She's cute, she's little, I don't really wear her that much, but like, she's cute anyway. I'm happy I made her. But then, her bigger sister was born. And this one I made in Sandnes Garn Line, just by itself, nothing else. And I didn't buy the pattern, oops, because I just used the scarf pattern and I increased and decreased differently. And I think it came out like the shawl, so I mean, yeah, let's put them both on, why not? And the pink one I wear all the time. I also took this to the States, and it was a lifesaver. The weather was like in between, so it was perfect to just like throw on and like have a little extra layer, and it was also nice on the plane to like wrap myself up in it. And I love the pink color. I think it goes with everything in my wardrobe really nicely, even though like it's pink, but like I wear a lot of pink, so it like goes with everything else that I wear, and it's just really nice. The coast is really soft also, like it's nice to have it close to my skin, and I would highly recommend it. I think that's everything, which is crazy because we just like got through it like that, didn't we? I cannot snap very well, but I'm trying. I have 2 whips right now, not 4, just 2. And I'm going to show them to you now because that's the whole point of this podcast. The first one is a summer appropriate knit, and I'm sorry, it's a little bit hard to show you right now because I tried to pick out for one of the armholes, but then I didn't know how to do the double knitting, so it's just stuck here on the needles. But it's this camisole, and it's the square neck camisole by Garnoslikt. And yeah, I knit it in Knitting for Olive Merino, and let me tell you something, Knitting for Olive Merino is so soft, so soft. I thought that like the Sandnes Garn Sunday and the Knitting for Olive Merino, I was like, yeah, they're the same thing. They're not. This one is way softer. Highly recommend this over Sandnes Garn, to be honest. It's just so nice, and the ribbing is so like squishy and like stretchy, and I'm really excited to wear this. If I can figure out how to do this double knit armband hole. I honestly, like, the instructions and the pattern are not like super clear for me. I've never done double knitting before either, so that doesn't really help me at all. But you know, like if I see a tutorial, like a video about something, I can easily do it. But like all of the double knitting stuff that I found, it's like for button bands, and this is not in the round, but this is like, I feel like it's different. I don't know, I need to research it a bit more. So yeah, that's where we're at. It's just sitting here just waiting for me to figure out how I'm gonna do the double knitting. And then the second whip that I have is actually not a summer whip. I don't even know why I'm knitting this right now. I actually went on a work trip to Tallinn at the beginning of June, and I was working on this one, and I was like, well, it's on metal needles, so I don't want to bring it on the plane because, you know, metal needles, maybe they will get confiscated. Confiscated? Did I say that word right? what, you know, whatever, you know what I mean. But I took this on the plane anyway and it was fine. They didn't take away my needles, but I cast it on a new project to take with as well, and then I took them both. So that project was the Salty Days sweater by, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Kukavika. I watch her on YouTube. I've heard her say it, but like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know how to say it. I'm not gonna repeat it. But yeah, this sweater is so lovely. It has so much texture and pattern, and I thought that was just like really interesting. And I had this yarn in stash. It's Sandnes Garn Tin Pure Gint, and I'm holding it double. I was a little bit worried about the gauge at first, but it seems like I made it work. I met gauge on 6mm needles. The fabric is questionable, but I think it's okay. It's a little bit thick for my taste, and the neckband will be folded, by the way. But I think it's nice. I love the color. I think it's very nice. I saw somebody else knit this in this sweater in this color, and I thought it was really nice, and I was like, you know what, I have that in my stash. She didn't have the same exact yarn, but it was the same color, and I was like, I could make that because I have that. So I did, and here we are. Here we are. And yeah, I'm finishing the ribbing on the body. I'm gonna do the sleeves after, and then I'm gonna have a sweater in the middle of July. But that's fine, you know, I don't have to wear it right away. I just thought it's like, it's super cute and I wanted to make it, so I did. And I took it, like I said, to Talon. I knit on it a lot there, and I've just been knitting on it ever since. It's been a nice like companion project to the Camisole, because the Camisole was a bit boring once you got to just like the rib part on the body, you know, you just go round and round. So this one kind of gave me something interesting to focus on with the lace pattern and the cables and stuff. So I highly enjoy it. I cannot work on one thing at one time. I need to be working on a million things at once. That's just the kind of person I am, so that helped with that. Anyways, that was all of everything garment wise that I wanted to show you, but I do have a few acquisitions that I thought might be interesting to show. It's not a lot, but you know, it's something. I'm trying not to buy yarn. Honestly, I've accumulated more of a stash than I would like to have right now. I don't like having a stash. I think that the best scenario is just to buy the yarn for the project that you really want to make, like when you need it. But somehow I got a yarn stash, so anyways, I'm trying to work through that, but there have been a few acquisitions. The first being these two skeins, which I picked up in California, and I picked them up in Monterey. And the shop was called Monarch. Yeah, they have a super cute logo actually. It's like a butterfly, and there's like knitting needles in the butterfly. I love it, honestly. And this is some sock yarn. Let's see if I can get it to focus on that. Yeah, this is some sock yarn, and this is the hedgehog fibers and the color Piggy Bank. They told me this was like an Easter dye, and it's just kind of like a rainbow. There is some brown in there as well. I guess that's like the money that you keep in the piggy bank. And there's just like some neons and some fun colors in here, so I just thought it's like a nice little souvenir. And then the second one that I picked up there was Camila Fiber Co. It's handmade in Nashville, Tennessee, and this one is so soft. This is 70% alpaca, 20% silk, 10% cashmere. So I don't know, just like that yarn combination just sounds really lovely. Like alpaca, silk, cashmere, like those are all my favorite fibers, and they're all together in this really pretty purple skein. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna make. I think like some gloves would be really nice from this, but I'm gonna make it later. And then this one, I'm not really sure either what I would make from it. I'm thinking like a little camisole, but I'm not sure because I only have 100 grams, so I might be a little bit short on that. But if not, maybe I'll make socks because it is a sock yarn, and I've been wanting to make some socks lately. We'll see. And then the next purchase I just purchased it. It just arrived like last week. And I bought this yarn. This is Gepard, the Wild and Soft. And I'm planning on making a, I don't know how it's called exactly. It's from Other Loops. It's her new camisole pattern. It's the really stripy one. And I'm like dying to make some stripes. So I ordered these two, and I'm not sure if I love the colors. Like, this was a raspberry red, and I was hoping it would be more of like a red, even though it was called raspberry red. So like I should have known, because I wanted to do like a hot pink red combination, because I've been seeing that color a lot on Instagram, and I've been wanting to make something in that combo, but I'm not really sure that this combo fulfills the need. You know, it's not like what I envisioned in my head, but I do think that they are still cute together. I don't know, tell me what you think. So like that's the whole reason I haven't just like casted it on straight away, you know. Like I was just kind of like a little bit of doubt there, but I mean, what else am I gonna do with it, you know? I gotta make something from it, right? I think it'll still be cute though. Anyways, the colors, should I tell you the colors? This is 426 and this is 340. Like I said, this was like a raspberry red and this was like a candy pink or something like that. Anyways, the yarn feels really soft though, so I think it would be a really nice garment. It's 40% wild tussa, 40% wild silk, let's just say that, and 60% merino. So it feels like a lovely fiber for the summer. Yeah. And then next I ordered from Knitting for Olive, and it's a long story why I ordered from there. Basically, I needed to pick up a few single skeins to finish some other projects, which are not shown here because it's a whole thing. I have a whip, a camisole number 5. I don't like the color, so I'm turning it into a sweater instead, but I didn't have a mohair that I could hold with it, so I had to order some. And then since I was ordering some anyways, I was like, well, I might as well get some other stuff because I'm already paying for the shipping. You know how it goes. But anyways, I got all single skeins except these two. I got 3 balls each of these, because I'm gonna make some summer camisoles with them. And with this one, this is the fuchsia and this is the pure silk, and I'm planning on making the Knitting for Olive Barbara top. It's like a camisole with like a bit of a thicker strap, like thicker than this, I'm meaning, not like a really thick one, but like thicker. And it's in an overall lace pattern, which, like, as you can see from this podcast, I really like lace knits, so I'm going to be working on that one sometime soon. But I wanted to finish first the other camisole before I casted it on, but I might just do it. And then I have this one. This is the merino, and it's in like purple, artichoke purple, and I'm planning on making this camisole number 8 from that one. And that one is, like, if you're familiar with it, it's like the cabled one, so I think that would also be fun. As you can see, I like fun knits. I like something that keeps me a little bit interested in it, because if it's just stockinette, I get a little bit bored. So yeah, that's everything. That was it. That was the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit rambly and like all over the place. That's just how it is. So if you made it this far, then thanks for watching, and I hope that you guys liked it. Leave a comment if you did. I'd love to, you know, get in touch, be yarn friends. So like, follow me on Instagram, message me, like let's have a chat about yarn and other stuff like patterns and I don't know, stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm gonna end it here before we go on any further, but thank you again and see you guys next time.